Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to have you guys here today. I'm doing another reading for you, okay? Get your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever it is that you are needing to get calm and relaxed and hang out. Just enjoy the reading. I've got water and coffee here today, and I'm excited to get started. Remember to take what resonates and leave the rest for your neighbor. What isn't for you is likely for them. Okay, I'm happy to have you here. I go by 𝚙𝚊𝚗𝚠𝔠𝚕 here on YouTube. It's fun. It's an ode to my spirit guide, the dragon. I'm in a goofy mood today here with you guys. I'm feeling calm. I'm relaxed. Love tuning into your guys' energy. It's like hanging out, and I really love the collective messages. Okay, so if you're down for the vibes, comment a heart down below. All right, we have 417 hertz frequencies on the tuning fork I've got with me today. I'm gonna dive into the energy. I just got this deck out and shuffled it, and as soon as I open the space, I'm drawn to use another deck. That shows you the power of spirit. Okay, I was going to use the Glimpse Tarot, but I think that is going to be for the pick a card that I'm going to do for my Patreon. I just set up a Patreon account, and I'm going to start uploading pick a cards there just for fun. And for spirit guidance. This is a really fun part of me, what I'm interested in, what I do. I love the tarot community. I love the spiritual psychic community, the intuitive community, the prophetic community. I love it as entertainment. That's why there's always a disclaimer down below in my captions about this being for entertainment, because I am a psychic, so I love hanging out with psychics. So of course I'm watching all the psychics videos. The ones I enjoy the most are the ones where people are just being themselves and reading the cards and being honest about what comes through, and that's inspired me to do what I do here online now as 𝚙𝚊𝚗𝚠𝚠𝔠𝚕. So I'm happy to have you in this space, but I also do many more things which you guys can check out on the community page. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm gonna start with these oracle cards that I made, and then I'm gonna use the Dark Days Tarot. This tarot is by, it doesn't say on the box, hold on. Super cute, was given to me by one of my siblings. Let me open it up to see who the artist is. Written by Emily Mundy and Ren McMurdo, and the illustrations are by Ren McMurdo. Okay, super cute. The cards are all square. Okay, so let's dive into the energy. Let's clear the space first. Sometimes I hit the tuning fork on the mic and I'm like, ugh, the ASMR fail. Okay, guys. You know what? Let me roll a dice. Let's see what's going on. Pisces in the second house. Okay. The sun. Pisces, the sun in the second house. Okay. Interesting. There's something about the codex. I Have not personally read it. I know it's also a word in itself. Codex. No, codex, not as. A codex is a book made of sheets of parchment or papyrus that are folded together to create pages. The codex is the direct ancestor of the modern book. Interesting. Codex, manuscript book, especially of scripture, early literature, or ancient mythological or historical annals. Annals? What? Okay. The earliest type of manuscript in the form of a modern book. Okay. So, but the codex is also an actual book, isn't it? I don't know. You know if you know. But that'll be specific to you. But this coming through. Interesting, because Pisces and the sun. The codex. So we're talking about ancient laws, ancient knowledge, ancient wisdom. We're talking about the codex is the direct ancestor of the modern book. So spiritually, I feel like this is talking about, with the Pisces energy here, it's revealing the past. Okay, so Pisces brings up the past because we have to understand the past in order to become whole. Okay, Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac. So, number 12. There's people that say a Pisces is like, we've lived past lives of all. I'm saying we because I'm a Pisces in Western astrology, but we've lived past lives of all other 11 zodiacs, and that's why we're so close beyond the veil. It's just a saying, like, who knows what we could prove to that to be true with, but there's something about the past codex. It's like also this like secretive, it's giving like secret orders, secret okay guys, hear me out. We've all hopefully seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't know why I just said vendor, air vendor. That could be significant. Airbender. You guys know the Secret Order of the White Lotus, right? How like the whole entire world is ending, but there's these masters that have this like secret order. All right, there's something here about that of like, don't, like with the sun energy here, whatever everyone is focused on, like for instance, like the end of the world or whatever it may be, or persecution of a certain type of way of being, or the energy of an outcast. It's like the ability to still make and write history. Like no one can ever take away your ability to physically write something on a piece of paper. Like you could even bind that bitch yourself into a book. Okay, literally my mom makes books, like journals, and sews them together. It's a beautiful art to make your own journal or own book. Literally, you know, YouTube is the best place to go search a DIY for that. That's how I learned how to do it. But there's something here about that like the secret. It's like there's don't buy what's just been being put out and shown in the light. Like there's such integral energy that is kept secret. Like don't fret. Okay, with the second house, it's literally giving a lineage. It's giving I don't know, guys. The best way to know how to describe it is like the Order of the White Lotus is how it's coming through. It's like it's like ancient wisdom teachings, you know. I'm hearing like the time has come. The time has come for what? It's like there's always a time that comes when the secret is brought to light. Ooh, juicy. Like, eventually the Order of the White Lotus became public and recognized because it became time for them to be a part of, like, leading a new way of thought, a wave of time, a new generation under the rule of the Avatar and not the Fire King, all right? But yeah, it's like, don't fret. It's written in the codex. I don't know. It's also reminding me of divine order. I don't know if you guys have ever looked into like the emerald tablets or studied anything about Thoth. Everyone pronounces it differently. Hermes Trismegistus, any of that kind of stuff. But the original, like the emerald tablets were here. Let me just look up the actual definition so I don't just over explain, because I be doing that. Okay, I expected it to come up with a definition immediately. Hold on. I did just see someone made emerald tablet jewelry, which seems really cool. I might have to peep that. Okay, anyways, let's see. I'm just gonna read Wikipedia because for some reason the AI didn't come up for that. Okay, the emerald tablet, or the tabula 𝔥𝔶𝔞𝔠𝔦𝔫𝔱, is a compact and cryptic hermetic text. It was a highly regarded foundational text for many Islamic and European alchemists. Okay, emphasis on alchemists. Though attributed to the legendary Hellenistic figure Hermes Trismegistus, the text of the Emerald Tablet first appears in a number of early medieval Arabic sources, the oldest of which dates to the late 8th or early 9th century. It was translated into Latin several times in the 12th and 13th centuries. Numerous interpretations and commentaries followed. Medieval and early modern alchemists associated the Emerald Tablet with the creation of the Philosopher's Stone and the artificial production of gold. Okay, guys, see alchemy for more. So clearly alchemy is the highlight here, but the codex going into the emerald tablets, it's like reminding me even of like the 10 commandments. So we're talking about cosmic consciousness. I don't know if you guys know this. I didn't until I studied the book The Alphabet versus the Goddess by 𝔤𝚘𝚘𝔐𝚘. But the first, basically, we didn't, as a society, look at intelligence as left brain intelligence until the first book was written, or these first words were written. We had an alphabet that was actually structured more towards the right brain, as you can see when you're looking at like what would that be called, Kemetic letters? I don't know, like ancient Egyptian language. You can see it's symbols. Okay, and symbols carry levels of teachings. So they teach you over and over again. They're like frequencies and vibrations, very similarly to like the way numbers are, but different. So over time, as written word spread, and it was alphabet, not language, not written language. When the alphabet became a thing, we had a shift in consciousness where we became more left brain focused. Societies, cultures started to, I mean, it's really tied into colonization, guys, and oppression of women, oppression of the feminine. If you're into that kind of stuff, study it. But there's something about all of this that it's like, maybe even me talking about it is showing like this is going to become more common knowledge. Alchemy is going to become more common knowledge. Alchemists will be revealed. Hi. You know, stuff like this. This is very interesting. I haven't pulled the cards yet, but I've been shuffling as we talk here and there, and then the bottom of the deck now says cocky/arrogant. A lot of this type of knowledge has been like withheld by masculine patriarchal energy over time, specifically, you know, starting back with, I mean, we can look back to like the Catholic Church, but it started happening way before that. We can even look at the development of the alphabet, as far back as that, when people started, because once we started associating intelligence with being able to read and write an alphabet that not even everyone knew versus just reading symbols, I mean, that speaks for itself, guys. So there's something about history. There's something about what once was written long ago in the codex being brought to light. There's something about, I mean, and Pisces is all about the unconscious and symbolism. A lot. I mean, I'm reading to you guys. I'm literally doing this entire reading based off of symbolism of the symbol Pisces, the number 2, the symbol of the sun. Okay, so I mean, point blank period. There is high intelligence that can be used by, like, look, I'm just looking at the symbol Pisces to sun. Okay, I'm not just sitting here reading words alphabetically to you. All right, make it make sense, make it fit. Or don't make it fit. All right, so you're either catching on or you're not. We're gonna move on, see what else wants to come through. I'm actually going to roll the dice. The dice are becoming one of my faves. It's probably because of my love for symbolism. I mean, that's why I use tarot. That's why I use any of the tools I use. That's why I love making art. Okay, so this is probably why you guys love all these things too. So there's something about, but the second house, I keep hearing like the second sons, which is like funny because it's from Game of Thrones. But it's like, they weren't like a secret army, but they were like an order. They were like the Order of the Second Sons that like was an army. Interesting. It's getting juicy. 8, 9, 5. Yeah, it's the unknown. It's the gestation of the unknown. 8 and 9. Okay, something is brewing. that is bringing a lot of change. Okay, if you're in this collective, you clearly are into esoteric shit. All right. So pay attention to the signs, read into the symbolism. It's not 8, 9, 10. It's 8, 9, 5. Okay, so this is bringing up the retrograde for me. The retrograde energy. Pay attention to the retrogrades that are happening this year. Understand, like, that's basically the energy. If you were to look at it kind of like a rhythm, it's like a planet moves into one sign, and I'm pretty sure the planet that's moving signs is going to be Venus, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull up a chart of the moment, y'all. Just be happening like this. Yes, this year Venus is in Pisces right now in Western astrology. Okay, guys, it will go into Aries, then it's gonna retrograde, go right back into Pisces. Okay, so that's the rhythm I'm talking about. It's like 8, 9, okay, not 10, go back. We're going to 5 now, actually. So 2 steps forward, or sorry, like 1 step forward, 4 steps back. Okay, that's the energy. Let me pull up the sidereal chart really quick. I'm about to look at that. Hold on. Okay, Chiron and Lilith have been squaring off. In the sidereal charts, Chiron is in Pisces. I like to focus on Chiron's placement in Pisces in sidereal over the tropical, but both are important. One type of astrology is not better than the other. It's all just about reading energy, guys. But Chiron and Lilith literally in direct opposition. I don't know if I said squaring off. I didn't mean to say it. But Chiron is in Pisces. Lilith is in Virgo. Okay, well, Chiron being the planet of wounded healing is showing us a spiritual wound right here. And Lilith, completely in opposition in Virgo, shows us the darkness that surrounds our day to day. The darkness around the concept, the idea, the energy of purity. Okay, Lilith is Lilith, but in Virgo, which is the maiden. Okay, does that make sense? The maiden meets the crone. Okay, and it's a spiritual wound. And so it's not just a spiritual wound being revealed, it's being healed. Because Chiron is in Pisces. Okay, well, in the Western charts, it's in Chiron is in Aries. Okay, so, and then the Lilith in direct opposition is in Libra. So that makes this, you know, it reminds me of the Lovers card. That makes this a journey of individual and relational balance. Wounds of that sort as well. Okay, but the retrograde of Venus is what's important here. All of that stuff about Chiron and Lilith was important too. But I want to get some clarity on this 895. That number, 895, could also be significant. That could be the first 3 digits in someone's phone number. Yep. 1 step forward, 4 steps back. It feels like a preparation, to be honest. Because then when I think of the first message with the codex, I think of don't forget the truth. Lilith just came out. Oh, I just got chills, guys. So Lilith came out, but the card is the dominatrix. Okay, so it's learning, guys. It's the maiden mother and the crone. It's learning healthy control. Okay, we all have to learn how to dominate in the right times. Okay, so looking at your own Lilith placement in sidereal or tropical or both, whatever it is, can really help you to understand the unique way that you struggle or achieve gaining control, or it'll show you the power games in your life. But there's something coming out about all of this. It's like the 4 steps back energy is showing you what has power over you and how, in order to get back up and go, okay, so it's 8, 9, okay, back to 5. Now we gotta go 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we gotta get back up to 8. That requires having better control over something, okay? It requires something substantial. It requires... Sometimes all you literally have to say is no. So it's not really that complicated. It's not something we gotta spiral about. Sometimes all you gotta say is no. Sorry, can't come to the phone right now. I was listening to this woman talk about raising her son, and who is like really hard-headed, and she, I guess it was her first kid or something. I'm trying to remember it all correctly, but she was talking about something like, I really want to raise my boy to be like a healthy man one day. And I've just been scared of like being too firm with him. So I've gone kind of more of the gentle parenting route with him. But I've learned, as I looked at his human design and astrology or whatever, that he actually really just needs me to say no to him. And she was like, my life changed when I just started telling him no, instead of being like, oh, well, let me give you this or to do this and da-da-da-da. It's like all that he needed was no. All right, similarly, I'm going to give it to you in a visual, is like, if all something needs to grow is space, it needs containment in that space, right? So you have a pot and you have a plant. You can't just like put a bunch of, I mean, you could do this, but it's not going to work. It's like you can't just pour the dirt on your shelf and then place the plant in it. Like, you need to put it in the pot so that when the roots start growing, it reaches the pot and sees, oh, no, boundary. And so then it starts to realize what its limits and understands how to grow upward instead of continuing to stretch without boundaries and look for places to sink its roots into. Okay, so that's like a visual for you guys. It's like, no is a boundary that is important for creation and for growth. So understand your Lilith and your Lilith placements and see where you need to start saying no so that you start moving forward. One step forward, 4 steps back. It's a dance, okay? So don't be sad about it either. I mean, you can be, but like, don't be like, what I'm saying is like, don't be like disheartened. Like, you can have your emotions, but you know, it reminds me of like, I don't know why this is coming up so much about kids, but it reminds me of like teaching a kid responsibility. And so you're having to teach them about chores. And it's like, yes, it's like, even if you can afford a nanny, at the end of the day, you still have to teach your kids responsibility. So it's like, no, you have to clean this because you dirtied it. Like simply. That's just the case. Because it's also teaching them the control that they have over things. Yeah, find motivation. Pyrokinesis. Yeah, it's like you guys you locked your rage in a closet somewhere long ago, locked it up, tossed the key somewhere to the bottom of the ocean, and then did some sort of spell to forget that you had anger. So it's like, you can't let people walk all over you, or that's that Pisces energy too, of being a little bit, and hey, I'm a Pisces, so I'm self-aware, listen, but I know what Pisces energy is, if anything, is that Pisces energy. It's like, sometimes you could be a little bit too spiritual or too like soft, to where it's actually like you're just letting people walk all over you, and it's like not. It's exactly the opposite of what you want to be, but the inside got out of balance, and so the outside is out of balance now. Okay, and it's like something is the find motivate. It's like finding the strength to say no to things, or finding the strength to commit to something. Like, I'm getting a 40-day ritual type of energy, building a business, seeing something through, building a home together with somebody. I mean, you have to have the grit to be able to work things out, to be able to get something done. And so that requires this like, sometimes you need a healthy amount of rage or anger to light a fire inside of you of motivation. Okay, that's what I see with the find motivation pyrokinesis. It's like, well, a lot of it is like you need to reinform the darkness, or like you need to reinform how you're associating with darkness. It's like you, especially with this dominatrix Lilith energy, control energy, it's like, okay, well, you may be trying to control a bunch of stuff. I'll put it like this. It's like somebody who over cleans something because they believe that if something is messy, then like they are dirty. It's like you need to reinform your definition of messy and like what those things mean, because it's okay. Y'all, I feel this. Okay, it's hard to realize that something takes work and boundaries. It's like, it's easier said than done. Okay, easier said than freaking done. I get it. What do you mean 1 step forward, 4 steps back? What do you mean? But listen, imagine it like your higher self is a dominatrix, okay? And just like, go back, start over, do 20. Yes, ma'am. I will. You know what? Yes, ma'am. I will. You know what? You know what I mean, guys? Okay. 8 of Cups reverse. Okay. Some of you are trying to find motivation because yeah, it's like you won't move on to the next step. It reminds me, I don't know if you guys watched the live action Squid Games on Netflix, where it was like real people competing in like the Netflix Squid Games game. But there's that, because I didn't watch the original all the way through, but I watched the game show. There's the end. They, like, one of the last episodes, they have this like game where you have 2 options to jump either left or right, and you're up like really high, and one side falls through and one side doesn't. It's literally like a 50-50 chance. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But it's like during that, you just see everyone's real character come through in the show because of how many people will fight and try to manipulate just to get to make their odds higher of not having to do that 50-50 chance and being able to wait till the end. It's like somewhere inside of them, they found some sort of motivation and rage that brought out like their shadow, right? Like they about to say some shit that like pisses people off, but they do not want to jump. They're not about to go do that. It's kind of like that. It's like finding a motivation that gets the job done. It can be hard, but sometimes it takes like unlocking something you forgot about. But it's like also allowing like maybe what keeps you stuck is a fear of being seen. Okay. Relatable. So relatable. 8 of Cups reversed. Something's coming through. It's like, sometimes it's not. Sometimes what makes you have the motivation isn't even you. Like, for instance, with me, like, it's really hard to make me angry about me. It takes a lot. But you can make me angry very easily if you start messing with somebody I care about. Okay, so I find the motivation real quick if I put someone I love in that place and it's not just me there, right? So if, for instance, this is why parents have a lot of motivation even though they may be tired. It's like the person in that place in their mind motivating them is a child's life, right? So it's like, for some of you, it's just like you needing to understand that. So maybe this retrograde brings up something kind of in that realm of like, oh, I didn't see, but like that's actually what's going to motivate me to get out of here or do X, Y, and Z. Okay. Sometimes all you need to ask yourself is what would my life look like, be like, feel like if I didn't find the motivation, and being honest with yourself. And so then being like, oh, so we're gonna find this right quick. Like, we're gonna find this because you're worth it. Simply put. You've already done it in your mind a thousand times. You've already done the dang thing in your mind. You've already changed. You've already gone through it in your mind. You've already imagined what it would be like to let things go. You've already imagined what it'd be like to say no. So what are you scared of? King of Swords and the Death card just showed me all that. Seven of Wands on the bottom. What did I just say? Like, you've already played it out. You're intuitive. You know the deal. It's really just at this point. It's like when you have test anxiety but you've studied and you've already done like practice tests. You're like, I know the grade I'm getting. I know I'm passing. But then it's like the day of your test, you're just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's like, you're going to do it. You've already done it. It's okay. You've already done it in your mind. You've already... guys. Yes, Four of Pentacles. You've already done this. You flying with... soaring by with bright colors. You've passed. Aced the exam. Manifested it. You've already put the work in. You've already got the ball rolling. Stop telling yourself you didn't start it. I say that all the time. You've already got the ball rolling. It's boundaries, guys. It's just a boundary. Some of y'all, because I'm seeing like when you put the little bumpers up for bowling in my mind, and it's like, you don't have to be ashamed. It's chill. I'm like, it's so chill. It's so chill. Saying no makes it chill. It's like, imagine, oh my gosh, the perfect movie example. Ella Enchanted. Get out of here. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. But it's like, imagine if you like wake up in the morning, you're like, oh my god, today like all I want is to just be by myself. I'm gonna take a bath. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do everything that I love. And around 7 o'clock, I'm gonna make my favorite meal, and then I'm gonna cuddle up, and it's gonna feel so good, and da 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 da. And then all of a sudden, someone calls you, and they're like, hey, we're going out to do this and that, and you just can't say no. You don't want to say yes, but you can't say no, so you just throw the day that you wanted away. And saying no would have even pushed that person away. They would have just been like, oh, okay, we'll see you another time. Like, it's chill. 444. It is chill. The boundary makes things better. Makes them more chill. Makes things easy. Okay, I'm pulling a card now from the oracle deck I'm using today, which is the Illustrated Herbiary Oracle cards. 𝔥𝔶𝚊𝚗𝚐𝚕, elderberry. All right, we're gonna read from the book. Elderberry traditionally lives at the center of the garden, telling stories of winters past and springs yet to come. Though often scraggly and a questionable centerpiece, her three faces embody the goddess. Shut the fuck up, guys. Listen to what this is about to say. 555, just saw it. Okay. Excuse me. Let me just read what this is about to say, guys. Excuse me. Though often scraggly and a questionable centerpiece, her three faces embody the goddess. Maiden in the spring, abundant with white petals. Mother in the summer, when wine-red berries in her adorn her branches. And crone in autumn, when her leaves are falling away. She looks quite dead in the winter, all bare branches and hollow bones. Elderberry's yearly evolution teaches you to dance with the closely twined cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Wherever you are in your life, she reminds you that that acceptance of life's cyclicality is the key to earning your spot at the garden's center. What did I say about the maiden mother crone? I'm like, I swear I said this in this reading, right? Can't go back now. Unfortunately, I don't have someone writing down every word I've spoken, but I'm pretty sure I said this in this reading. And if not, I was talking about it in the reading that I did before this. But I'm telling you guys right now. I'm just astounded. I don't know. I don't have anything to say. It's like, what did I just say? You've done this before. It's like you've done it before in your mind, but you've also just done it before. You're on a soul journey. Alright, I just want to find out where you're going to find the motivation from. I want to give you guys that. But what deck? Let's see, guys. I'm hearing crystal clear, obvious. Well, we already know you're finding the motivation from this, I don't know, it seems to be rage, or a feeling of injustice or something, anger. But I just want to see more of it. I want to see more about it for you guys. Rescued, healed. You're coming in to rescue yourself, guys. Again, like I said, imagine it's your higher self as the dominatrix. Whenever this weird 1 step forward, 4 step back thing happens, or if it's happening now, it's chill. It's chill. It's chill. What did I say about that Chiron energy? I just saw 4949. All right. Pulled failure, trial and error. After so many times of feeling like something has failed or a failed attempt at something, you're about to prove yourself so wrong. Okay, that's what this 1 step forward, 4 step back thing is. It's like we hate on the word failure. We hate on the energy of failure, not understanding how every bit of trial and error we have ever done has gotten us to where we are now as an evolved consciousness on the precipice of mass awakening to unity consciousness. It's the age of Aquarius, guys. You're coming in to rescue yourself. It's like the energy of failure. I describe it like this. 111. I've been talking about it like this lately, and this is how it's coming through for you guys in your reading. So I love that because it shows the integration here. But when you love something so much, failure is a really special part of it. Failures in a relationship, failures in a business, failures on a painting, in a song. They're actually really, really special, important parts of the finished product, of the whole. And to move towards enlightenment, when you know you're moving closer, when you can't help when 1 step forward, 4 step back happens, but an enlightened one will be excited that a failure occurred. That's the alchemy, guys. That's true alchemy. You just took one thing and turned it into something else. Okay. Don't doubt yourself because you feel like a failure. Everything is information and important and data that we can take to just move to the next step. No matter if the next step goes 8 to 9 or 9 to 5. Sacred contracts. Whew, I just got chills. And like ending on that, and you guys had the emerald tablets coming through and all of this stuff, like I'm just happy to hang out with you. You're gonna made it because you've already made it. It's a sacred contract. You only came and listened to this reading today just to be reminded from somebody else who also has it in their sacred contracts to be awake, to love their failures. Okay, you're fated to love it. You're fated to alchemize it. It's a sacred contract is a tapestry, like a map of your soul journey. Okay, so don't doubt the stitching. Some people resonate. I looked under the deck. It says spirit guide call. Spirit guides are calling. Yep. I was about to say that. So some of you may resonate with like the concept of being a star seed, and You know, being a hypnotherapist, I'm really sensitive to different terms. Like, I don't, the term starseed I use very loosely, because I feel like a starseed is the same kind of thing as a bodhisattva, but there's different language for all of it, right? Someone who feels like they have a soul mission, whether or not that's from the stars or whatever, heaven or whatever it may be, the language you use, when you feel that way, it's deep inside of you. And it usually involves some sort of karmic encounter with spirituality or religion, or sexuality, 555, that damages us, like that wounded healer energy, in order for us to realize that there is something that needs to be healed. Okay, and so then we wake up, and it's like for me personally, waking up to being a psychic, it literally is like a phone is ringing in my ear all the time, like spirit guide call, like that card that I wrote. All right, it's when you wake up to it, you can't ignore it. The more you ignore it, it becomes like a burden, and it's not a burden. You're not a burden. The visions you guys, because I just heard visionary, the visions you guys have for life, for the greater whole, are important. They're like a part of who you are. It's important to find the right motivation. So this is whatever this backtracking that's happening is showing you exactly what it is. And it might be through a failure, and it might be through something that's hard to stomach, or through, look, 7 of Swords I just picked up. All right, so it might be through someone's theft, a scam, guys. It might be through someone stealing your work or impersonating you, or like things, the failures that happen when you are working on or with or within or for something that you love. All they do is strengthen the love and reaffirm it over and over again. All right, like they say, you know, you want to do something really bad, and when you'll fail 100 times and you still do it. Okay? Just saw the Wheel of Fortune. So it's fated for you. Like completely. And it doesn't have to be some woo-woo thing like the movie Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken just came into my head, which is a movie about a girl who does horse diving and then goes blind and then has to figure out how to do horse diving blind. Okay, there's something called fate, that you can't avoid it, even if something were to come out and completely redirect you. Something will change. The universe will intervene. The planets will align, and all of a sudden you'll have this motivation. You'll see that you're not just imagining yourself walking into this next journey. You're physically walking into the next part of this journey. And you're really glad for the 4 steps back, because you actually got to go see that there was a route that you wanted to take more than the one that you took. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for listening to this reading here today. I'm really excited and blessed to get to do these readings. They're really fun. They lift me up. Love talking to you guys. Love when astrology comes in to play with it too. And thanks for letting me within your energy. Remember, take what resonated and leave the rest for your neighbor. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in another reading.